Okay, well, I have about 12:03, so I think we're going to start. Welcome to everyone. Thank you for spending part of your lunch hour with us. We promise that we'll stay on schedule. A few housekeeping items. I'd like you to make sure everyone mutes their phones. You can do that on the personal device that you're listening with. And then we'll save room for questions at the end. It will just allow us to get through the program and be a little bit more efficient. We are recording the webinar, so if you miss a piece of it, we'll make that available. Someone else just joined us. Hi, good afternoon. If we do experience any technical difficulty, I would hope that you would use your meeting chat to kind of raise a flag or make a comment, and we're doing the best we can with technology here. I'll start by saying that I'm Maria Arnold, and I work with United Way, and I'm a proud Women's Initiative Leadership Council member and one of the staff members on team that are kind of moving this initiative forward and really thrilled about it. In just a few more moments, you'll also hear from Terry Young, who is our partner with Cooking Matters. I'll spend just a moment telling you a little bit about United Way's Women's Initiative. We're about 1.5 years young. We've got over 100 women engaged to date, and we have a very, very, very simple vision of mobilizing the caring power of women to improve the lives of children and families by addressing the most critical needs in our community. We really believe that we want to give women an opportunity to focus their time, talent, and their treasure in a way that is meaningful for them, doing it with other inspiring women and fitting into your schedule as the way you want to be involved. Each year, the Women's Initiative and our Leadership Council specifically chooses a specific project in which we are going to be involved with and we're going to fund for a given year. Over the last 1.5 years, we've got a lot of feedback from our members and individuals involved to really have a greater focus on where we're investing our dollars and our time and our energy. And so the top areas that came up as focus areas are health, nutrition, basic needs, and early literacy. Our first year project was the New Haven Community Food Truck, which focused on both the health and nutrition component. And our second year project, which we'll be talking about now, is Cooking Matters. We have a huge food gap in our community. In fact, New Haven ranks 163 out of 160 towns in Connecticut for overall food security, which measures the availability, the affordability, and the accessibility of food. This food gap often makes healthy eating unattainable for low-income families in our region. One of the solutions that our Women's Initiative has chosen is a Cooking Matters program, and it partners cooks, volunteers, and families to teach them how to shop for and prepare for low-cost, nutritious meals. It's a national program by Share Our Strengths. You may have heard of them. And research has found that practical information and simple strategies, especially around planning meals and budgeting, can help low-income families get healthy meals on the table more often. We actually know through a survey that 85% of low-income families have an interest in preparing healthy meals for their children, but it's just unattainable. So they want the same things that some of our higher-earning families have. Cooking Matters is a they're 6-week courses, and they help families plan and shop for and cook healthy meals. There are a couple of key components of Cooking Matters that the participants get to benefit from during their 6-week course. The first one is cooking instruction, and this is hands-on cooking instruction. The courses are usually about 2 hours each week, consecutive for 6 weeks. Understanding nutritional labels. I personally know that this is really a challenge for everybody in our community. I just was in the supermarket looking at whole wheat bread, and boy, isn't it confusing. And I would consider myself somebody who has had the access to knowledge in terms of figuring out reading these labels, and it really is difficult and challenging, so we're really excited to have that as a component of the program. The other piece is a supermarket tour, helping individuals navigate around the supermarket. Where are the most healthy foods found? Where are the most unhealthy foods found? Believe it or not, it is a marketing trap, and there's a method to the madness, so we're going to help some of our participants unlock that. In addition, at the end of the 6-week session, the individuals will have recipes, a bag of groceries, and some kitchen utensils to practice at home. Next, I'd like to introduce Terry Young from Cooking Matters to share a little bit about how you can get involved in this program. One of the key components of our women's initiative is really being able to kind of be available hands-on and working with other women, whether your friends or your colleagues, to see firsthand the investment we're making and the difference that we're making in the community. And so Cooking Matters programs offers a lot of different roles. Some that are point in time in terms of just going and observing, and some that you need a greater skill set or greater training for. But we are really assured that there's a role for everybody that's interested beyond making a financial commitment. And our goal is to really mobilize as many women in the community to help give our families in the community both the knowledge and the tools and the experience to create healthy meals more often. So on that, I'd like to introduce Terry Young from Cooking Matters.
Thank you so much. First, I want to thank you so much for your enthusiasm and helping us move forward to reach more families. Ditto to everything you just said. We really recognize the need in the New Haven area and in Connecticut, and so this is exciting to be able to reach more families this year. So what I want to do is I want to go through the ways to volunteer. There are 2 components to each that I'm going to go through for each instructor, and I'm going to start with the Culinary Instructor. So this person, they teach healthy recipes that are low cost and easy to make, recipe modifications, knife skills, proper hand washing, kitchen and food safety, cooking techniques, and food budgeting. So the qualifications of this role would be a professional with training in up to 3 years in school or an extensive experience in the culinary industry. Now, that being said, I have made accommodations for some folks who have had several years of experience cooking for their families and have the basic knowledge that I work with on an individual basis to assess their ability to teach. The time commitment is 24 hours per course. It's a 6-week course. The participants are actively in class for 2 hours. But the 24 hours includes the lesson planning, transportation time, class setup, and cleanup. We have all of the we have instructor guides for every curriculum that we have. So there's no lesson planning on your part. It's just reviewing the lessons and understanding what the topic is each week. Excuse me. So the next role is the nutrition instructor. They will teach topics based on dietary guidelines for Americans, which includes the My Plate structure, uses activity tools to generate discussion and demonstrate practical application, current information without judgment. This allows participants to make their own decisions. So our approach is very much so that we are offering information that we feel is helpful, but at the end of the day, each person is the expert of their own life, and we want to make sure that they are not feeling like they're being judged by their personal circumstance or the choices that they choose to pull from the class. The qualifications for this instructor, the nutrition instructor, is professional training. It could be a dietitian. We have registered dietitians. We have also individuals who have 2 years in nutrition coursework at an accredited school. The time commitment is the same. It's 24 hours per course, and it includes all the same thing. It's just going over the lessons, making sure that they understand what the lesson is. Excuse me, transportation, class setup, and cleanup. And then the other role is for the class assistant. And this is for somebody who may not have a background in either the nutrition or the culinary field, but really would love to be involved in class. So there are different ways that we engage this class assistant, from setting up and cleaning up, helping to pack up the take-home grocery bags for the participants. They assist with all the in-class activities. Some of our folks take pictures for us. They might even do some interviewing of families during the 6 weeks, so that as we're collecting data, we're also collecting stories and experiences from people. I really like to have that person be able to assist the class manager in taking attendance, collecting surveys, and liability waivers and things like that. The qualifications is really simply to be able to get to and from class. The time commitment is a little bit less. It's 18 hours for the course, because there's really not any preparation for teaching. And essentially that's kind of an overview of each particular instructor. Then from there, understanding those roles, we're going to be doing a 2-hour orientation. So that 2-hour orientation really gives everybody an understanding globally of who Share Our Strength is, who Cooking Matters is, and the agency that has funding, the grant funding through Share Our Strength. And then what we call gold standards. So there are specific ways that we teach classes called facilitated dialogue, and we want to make sure that everybody is on the same page as to how the classes are led, and just it helps to experience that in that orientation setting to prepare you for teaching. Then we give an opportunity for folks to come in and shadow a class so that they can see a class in action. They can see somebody, who's teaching, and where it is so hands-on, we want to make sure that people are not doing things like cooking demos. It's not a cooking demo. It's very much so a hands-on experience, and people can transfer that skill to their life. And after the shadowing experience, then people sign up for a 6-week course to teach. So I hope that...
It's Maria. I think I'm going to jump in before we hop to the next slide and talk more in detail about the training. Thank you so much for laying out those detailed roles. For some of the individuals on this call, if you don't necessarily have the time or the skills needed to be a culinary or nutrition instructor, and are interested in being a classroom assistant, but interested in kind of like dipping your toe in the water, we do offer a shadowing opportunity. So it's an opportunity for you to come and actually see hands-on what's happening in one class and look at and watch some of the roles. And for some people, that may be the only time commitment you can give, so we're willing to offer that option as well. We've also, our Women's Initiative, we have a great group of individuals who are really hands-on and great at kind of collecting and organizing. And so we've added another component that is very specific to the Women's Initiative, and that's really doing a collection of key kitchen utensils. We know that a lot of the participants that are taking advantage of the Cooking Matters classes may go home to a smaller apartment or may share an apartment with somebody, and their kitchen may be limited and their utensils may be limited. So we wanted to give individuals a small kind of parting gift based on a successful 6-week completion, and give each person a goodie bag of things like whisks and peelers and pot holders, so they had the appropriate tools along with the groceries and the recipes that come along with it. So this is a role that really anybody can do. We're going to make it really easy for you. We have flyers and language. So if you're interested in either at your book club one night asking individuals to bring a key kitchen utensil, or you're interested in setting a collection box in your office, or you're interested in, just engaging some of your friends, and then maybe organizing some of the gifts together, we're pleased to have as many collectors or organizers as possible. We hope to collect enough kitchen utensils for about 75 participants throughout the next, 12 months or so. So that's a really easy way to get involved, along with shadowing. And then you also have the other 3 more involved roles that have a higher time commitment that Terry just spoke about. All the roles do, except for the shadowing or the collector or organizers, need to have a training component to it. And the good news is that we've actually made it one training session for 2 hours. And we're going to have a Women's Initiative training session at our offices at United Way on Wednesday, February 27th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. We promise we'll have fun, we'll have refreshments, and there's plenty of free parking. And Terry, if you can you talked a little bit about the gold standards and getting some information, but if you can tell people what to expect in that 2-hour commitment, that would be really helpful.
Essentially it is going over the understanding of globally of Share Our Strength, Cooking Matters, the Community Health Network of Connecticut Foundation. We do some role-playing so that we can talk about what some of the challenges might be in classes, so that we have an opportunity to talk about that. We share a lesson, so we're going to go through one full lesson that might be taught in a class, so that everyone will have a really clear understanding of kind of the delivery method and what the goals are. There's a goal and objective to every week in class. We will go over the gold standards, which that will take too long right now really to explain all of them, but it's a standard that we use to make sure that the classes are excellent, and that the quality of the material that's being delivered is excellent. I'll be able to share the schedule that's coming up, how we schedule, how we choose an appropriate host site. Also, there are other opportunities. So if somebody doesn't have the ability to commit to 6 weeks, because that is quite a commitment, we have one-time outreach events that we do that are typically like 2 hours, that people are welcome to join us and help. And it might be a health fair. We start up farmers markets this summer, and we also do Shopping Matters, which is just a one-time 2-hour series at a grocery store. So I can get into further detail at the training about, what those look like and, what we need for assistance during those.
Great. Thanks, Terry. The next Women's Initiative Cooking Matters 6-week session is going to begin on Wednesday nights, March 6th. So I would encourage, if you really are interested in having a more active role, that you attend the training on February 27th. If you're unable to attend that training, we'll make sure that we get other training dates out to you, but we'll also see if we can get you in to do a shadow as well. You don't need to be trained to come and shadow.
Right.
Great. So lastly, I wanted to we'll share this PowerPoint deck back out to the participants so you have all the information you need, including contact information and how to register and sign up for either our future Cooking Matters sessions or the training. We really encourage you to kind of stay connected, keeping up with us on Facebook and Twitter, where there's lots of great tips and opportunities that come together, and it's a great way for you to choose to engage at the level that's appropriate for you. But finally, I'd like to just open it up to see if we can answer any questions, either about the volunteer opportunities, about the Women's Initiative in general, or more specifically about the Cooking Matters project and some of the needs in the community. So we're just going to let it be anarchy, and whoever has a question, if you have one, if you could just speak up, and we'll manage it that way. Any questions? Well, we certainly appreciate you spending part of your lunch hour with us. We've found that we're competing for time, and our schedules are all really busy, especially with some of the recent weather events, and we thought we would try something new and offer a webinar that allows people to dial in and hear information. We're certainly available if anyone's interested in connecting more personally to hear more about our Women's Initiative, and we'll keep you in loop via our communications. But I'd like to just end by saying that there are some really great results that Cooking Matters and successes that they've collected over time. And two of the things that have really stood out to me was that out of all the Cooking Matters classes, about 86% of the adult participants, the graduates, have actually practiced the recipes at home. So really being able to get healthy meals on the table more often. Another statistic is that these individuals are able to make their food money last longer, and studies show that they've actually run out of food 20% less often after going through a 6 weeks Cooking Matters session. So healthy eating, access to healthy food, the knowledge, the tools, the camaraderie that you have going through one of these classes is really making a difference in our community and helping reduce that food gap and making healthy eating more attainable and improving the overall health of our community. So thanks for joining us. As mentioned, we'll send out the slide deck to you and continue to communicate with more opportunities. Have a great day.
Thank you.